That's a Chromebook running a full computer in the browser with no app installed. It's Apache Guacamole. It's free. And by the end of the video, you're going to have it running on your computer to access that computer or any computer anywhere in the world. So what is Apache Guacamole? Well, it's basically like a gateway. It lives on one computer and gives you access via a web page to any computer that you can connect to in your browser pretty easily. So your gaming PC, your Raspberry Pi, a server, whatever, it's going to work if you have access to it. Now there are 3 ways to get this started. The first option is your Mac. It's pretty easy. It's really straightforward on your MacBook or any other Mac OS device. 2, a Windows PC. It's also pretty easy unless Docker Desktop won't install, but we can fix that really easily. And 3, a cloud server, but that'll be saved for a later video. Comment down below and like if you want to see that happen. Now, it speaks 3 languages. Now, this is important when setting it up, but we'll get to that later. There is RDP, and RDP is exclusively for Windows. VNC is for Mac and your Raspberry Pi devices, and SSH for command line interfaces. Now, you probably don't know what SSH is if you're not super techie or you've really gone deep into the Linux and server rabbit hole, but all you need to know is SSH is basically just a command line and nothing else. But if you know what that is, you probably don't need help with this video unless you're installing it for the first time. And whatever you're connecting to, here's the best part. You don't need to install anything on it to access it. Okay, there are 3 ways you can run this tutorial today. The first is the Mac option, the second is the Windows, and the third is via a cloud server. Link in the description. For about $5 a month, it's on 24/7, and you can reach it from anywhere. Now, the best part of this is you don't need a local machine to do it, to always be on. So I think that's one of the best options. But I got a lot of computers at my house here, and it's really easy for me to just spin one up and get it running as long as I need for. We're going to be using Docker. If you don't have Docker, go see another video, probably up here somewhere, whatever side I put it on, probably right there. And go watch that to set up Docker. It's really easy. It's fun. All basically Docker is an app store where you can install stuff via the command line. Don't worry. You might hear command line and get scared, but it will be okay. We'll walk you through it, and it's going to be super easy. We're going to jump into it, starting on Mac here. So we're going to open up our terminal. You could do that by hitting Command spacebar, then typing in terminal. Boom. You'll be logged in, just like that. You'll be greeted by your username and your host name. This is important for later if you want to connect to it locally. Otherwise, we'll get to that. We're going to start off by making a directory. We're going to use this command right here. Make directory -p, and then where we're going to install it there. If that doesn't work and it gives you something that says you do not have permission, slap a sudo in front of it so it looks like that, and boom, we made the directory. Now we're going to go into that directory with the simple cd desktop guacamole. Same thing. No, you will probably not need a sudo for this. You're going to go into it, and boom, now we're in our directory right there. So also looking to make sure Docker is running. Docker desktop is running. Make sure that is green and it's going and there's no little question mark up there. We can paste this command into here, right there, and it will create that. Now, grab some coffee, grab some snacks. It'll take a second to run that. It's going to install some things. I already have it installed. It'll be fast, I promise. And we're going to see if that worked. We're going to paste this command in, and boom, 793 lines, so we know it worked. And we can move on to the next part. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to open it up in your Finder. So this is where it lives for me. And we're going to open this up in Visual Code Studio, which I have right here. And then we're going to create a file, and we're going to call it docker compose.yml. Boom. And then we're going to paste in this thing here. Now it says where to change me to something real. This is where you're going to put a password in. Now, it is very important that you make this secure because this is the access to your computer. So make it something good. So something with some special characters, uppercase and lowercase letters, and some numbers. Something that's unique but not identifiable. That's what I like to say. And we're just going to change that. You don't get to know what my password is because that is secretly mine. Also, don't put a hashtag or $sign in it. It will just mess it up. Probably save that in my password manager. And if you do put a $sign or a hashtag in it, it will mangle everything up and it'll be all weird and you'll never guess and figure out why. So just don't do it. And now we're going to hit save, Command S or Control S for some people. But we're on Mac right now. Alrighty, now here's the fun part. We get to start it up. We're going to go back to our terminal. We're going to paste in this command right here, docker compose up -d. I'm going to hit up, and it's going to take a little bit to install. So grab a coffee, grab some chocolate, grab a snack, grab a friend. It takes up about a gig, so let's get this started. Okay, now that we have it up, it's all running. Guacamole, the database, and guacd, they're all running. Perfect, sweet. And now we're going to over to localhost :8080/guacamole. Don't forget guacamole. We're going to see nothing. It's not going to load. We're going to go in, and boom, we're in. And the default password and username is guacadmin, like that. And boom, we're in, just like that. Now we're going to go up here. We're going to hit settings, preferences, and then we're going to put in our current password, guacadmin. Then we're going to replace it with something really strong. Okay? Because this has access to our computers now. So you don't want anybody else getting to it. I'm going to put in my super secure password here. Super duper secure. We're going to hit update password. And it's been changed just like that. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to go up to connections. New connection. Then this depends on what you're going to put on here. So, if you're using Mac or Raspberry Pis, make sure you're on VNC. If you are using a Windows-based machine, if you're connecting to that, I should say, use RDP. Then SSH, if you know what you're doing with SSH. We're going to choose VNC because I am on a Mac. We're going to put in not here. Make sure you're not putting it into the Guacamole proxy or parameters, but we're putting it into network parameters. We're going to put it in our host name. So that will be your local IP. So it'll probably start with 1.92.168.something.something. If you're running Guacamole on the computer you want to access, put in host.docker.internal. Then you're going to put in your port, which is 590 for VNC. Then if you're doing anything else, Windows, so your UDP will be 3389 as your port, and 22 on SSH. Then we're going to put in our username and password for our machine that we want to connect to. So I'm going to put in that, so that's like to log into your computer. Now going back to the host name, if the machine you are running is on the same network as what you're running Guacamole on, you can do these two commands, Windows or Mac, to figure out what your local IP is. So like my computer is 1.92.168.0.200. Now going back up here, make sure you don't put what you're trying to do down here up there. Ask me how I know that. I spent a long time figuring that out. So don't do my mistake. We are gonna save this. Boom. We gotta name the thing. We're gonna call it MacBook. It's my MacBook. And we're gonna hit save. And boom. We're all set. We now have MacBook right there. You can go back up here. You can go to home and look at that. It's already right there because I've connected it to before. But we can just hit that and boom. Look at that. You can hit Shift, Control, Option to open up the sidebar. Now an error you may get is that you can't control anything. I can't control anything because it's like a feedback loop with my mouse and Guacamole, but it's okay. I have my phone, which I can show. But in order to fix that error of not being able to go on there, we can go down into our system settings. We can go to General, scroll down until we found Sharing. We're going to turn on Screen Sharing. We're also going to hit the little icon right next to that and turn on VNC viewers may control screen with password. Password is required. I just make it the same as my system password. Or don't. I don't care. And that's all you have to do in there. It's that simple. Boom. So we're done with setting it up. Now, if you were to go somewhere, like it's self-service, or your school, or anywhere else, if you go to localhost 8080/guacamole, you're not going to get here. Probably not going to take you anywhere. You're going to get the little, that thingy. So, we're going to fix that. Now, don't get hacked. The minute you search up Guacamole port forwarding, it's going to open up your machine to the whole internet, and they all scan for it. You don't want that. You only want you to be able to access your computer. So we're going to do that. It's going to be simple. Your Guacamole works great at home, but leave your house and it's gone. That's not good. And there's 2 ways to fix that. One of them is free. It takes 5 minutes. It's going to be easy. And it doesn't expose anything to the internet. Tailscale builds a private network between your devices and the outside. Nothing's exposed. There's no open ports. It's magical. It really is. So on Mac, there's a simple installation for that. It's going to be right here. Open up our terminal here, and I paste that in. And look, it's not malware. It's good stuff. And it looks like they have an app we can just install. We're going to open it, and we're going to see. We're going to get started. We're going to allow it VPN privileges. We're going to open it, and then we're going to log in. And it's going to open up a login page. We're going to log in, and boom. Just like that. We're logged in. And just like that. There's my computer. Right there. And now all you have to do is go to that, 8080/guacamole. And boom. You're logged in. Just like that. And to prove it, we're in. All over the world. Just like that. That's so easy. And you know what's even better? You can do, if you go here and you open it up in Admin Console, you can add your own domain. How sweet is that? Okay, so why does every other tutorial show port forwarding instead? Well, it's the old way, and it's worked for a while. But it's 2026. Things have gotten better. We have AI. That's insane. That you just text some glass, and it will spew you something written like Shakespeare. It's crazy. So, we don't have to port forward anymore. We have Tailscale. So what? And then you gotta understand the trade-offs before you port forward. One, it's your home network. It's not an isolated server. So, if anything happens, it's your system. You can't just delete it, unlike a VPS or Tailscale. It's your home network. So, someone punches a hole through it, they got all your devices. Two, you're not the only person on that router. It affects everybody in the house. So, now mom can't watch her soap operas. It's kind of sad if someone gets through it. Number 3, bots find it pretty fast. It's not maybe someday. It's going to be today. Every public IP, it gets scanned all the time. There's only so many they can go through. And computers are pretty fast. So, a remote desktop login page with default credentials can get found in hours. And they'll use it. They'll take really good advantage of it. So, use Tailscale. Or use a VPS. We'll get to the VPS later. Just, you can wait. If you ever talk to someone who owns a router and they're doing it, these aren't suggestions. This is what you gotta do to keep yourself secure. HTTPS only. HTTPS, that's a hypertext transfer protocol, secure. That means all your stuff is encrypted. Unlike normal HTTP, which everything's just kind of there. You can see all your Google traffic and all the logins and all that stuff. It's not good. Never expose 8080, which is your port, directly. Proxy it, the same way the VPS is built. Proxy, if you know what proxy means, it's just like a link to that. So there's a wall of barrier there. 2-factor authentication. On, no exceptions. And then delete the Guacamole admin account after making your own. It's the first thing every scanner tries. Why wouldn't they? It's the easiest one. People are evil. Then long random passwords. Not variations of ones you use elsewhere, like 123 password instead of password 123. That's not good. Use something strong. Use Proton Pass. It can be free. Go online. Search up password generator. It'll make you a good one. Then you can write it down or copy it on your computer. Keep it on your phone. Memorize it. That's all you have to do. Then update. Update your Docker. So it's always updated. So is Docker. It's easy. It's all you have to do. Now, which one should you do? I don't know. It's up to you. Tailscale, it's free. It takes 5 minutes. Nothing is exposed. It works from anywhere. You don't have to go into your router settings and do all that. Port forwarding, it works in any browser with no app, but literally everything else is a downside. That's your best option if you need a public URL that anybody can reach. But it costs money, and you have to be 18. We'll get to that later. But for 95% of you people, Tailscale is your best option. It's not an ad for Tailscale, unless they want to sponsor me. Hit me up, media@tradercreative.net. Okay, you're doing Windows now. I hope you have Docker installed. It's going to be up and running now. Now, here's the most important step. You're going to do Control, Shift, Escape, and it's going to open up Task Manager. We want to go now is to Performance, and you're going to look down here and look for Visualization. Make sure that's enabled. If that's not enabled, you can enable in BIOS. If you don't know how to do that, there's Google. If you can't do it in BIOS, go buy a new CPU. It's really old. You probably can't even run it. See if Docker's running. And boom. We have it. It's good. Skip Docker. Now, skip Docker Desktop. What if it doesn't open? It opens and closes really fast. That's all. It's all strange stuff. It happened to me. But this is like a cheat code. It's easy. It takes a bit. But it's okay. Because you got coffee. You got snacks. You go to Chili's. I love Chili's. We're going to go. And we're going to search up CMD. And we're going to run it as administrator. And we're going to run this. WSL install. And I already have it installed. But this is what takes the longest. And you're going there. It's going to say list. And you're going to look for all those options. You're going to hit Ubuntu. You're going to type that in. Install Ubuntu. Don't type install Ubuntu. Do it what it tells you. Now ask you for a Linux username and password. Do the same username as your Windows machine and make a good password. Something strong, something good, something that you'll remember, because this is access to your Linux machine on your Windows. It's magical, I know. Go up to Ubuntu and boom, just like that. Don't even have to double boot. It's all inside of Windows. It's that easy. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. And then we're going to follow roughly the same steps as the Mac process. And we're going to just copy and paste this command right here. We're going to make a directory. Then we're going to get into that directory. And boom, we're in Guacamole right now. Just like that. We're going to build inside Linux. And then we're going to ask for the password. Do I remember it? I hope so. And boom, we're going to install. And then I already have installed, so we're not going to install it again. Let that user, mine happens to be Andre, have access all the time. So we're going to run this command. And that's just going to allow me to have access to run commands that I wouldn't have been able to. Now, just like that, doing. And now we're going to start it up. Just like that. And we'll see. It's a thing. It's right there. But it's blank. There's nothing there. Unlike Mac, there was something there. It doesn't auto boot. So we're going to fix that. We're going to go in there. We're going to give us permission. Then we're going to edit. That's what nano means. This config file. And boom. We can see that. Two things. We're going to write out. So we're going to hit Control-O. And then we're going to hit Enter. Because that's the file we want away. And then we're going to hit Control-X. And boom. We're out. Just like that. That's easy. It's already there. Go into our normal command line. And we're going to hit that. And it's going to shut it down. And boom. There's no more WSL. Now we're going to load it right back up. And Docker starts by itself. Oh, once it starts running. Now from here, it's list commands. It's the same as Mac. Well, 3 exceptions. Screenshot these. To start Docker, every time you do this, we're going to paste in this command. Like that. Unless you did the step right before this, which I hope you're following along with, because now it does. But we're going to still do that. We're going to type in our password. And boom. It's done. When you build in ~/guacamole. Not your Windows PC. Because that's not where we're running it. We're running it inside of Ubuntu. Internal. Doesn't live here. Desktop Docker. Docker Desktop invents that hostname. Plain Docker engine doesn't have it. So when you're connecting back to the same machine, to the Guacamole service in your compose file, it actually hosts. Then it works the same everywhere else. Now if you get something that says failed to connect to the Docker API pipeline, Docker hasn't been fully set up yet. So just wait a little bit. It's still setting up. If Docker Desktop won't work at all, which I'm telling you right now, I don't have it set up because it's so weird. I can just do it in WSI, in the Ubuntu. Just go into Task Manager, Control Shift Escape, and just exit out of all those processes. Everything that has Docker in it. It'll be gone. It'll go away. And then you can reopen it. Go and delete app data settings /settings store.json. If that doesn't work, don't burn an afternoon. Just do what I do. We're going to do the Mac instructions. We're going to make a directory and we're going to go into it. Bada bing. And we're going to run this script right here. And now it doesn't find it. So it's going to download it. And this is what the Mac users were missing out on, because I already did it. But you get a sneak peek into it. We're going to see if it's there. And boom. 793 lines. Perfect. All of our things in here. And we see that Docker compose.yml is in there. And we're going to hit nano. And then we're going to do docker-compose.yml. And boom. Just like that. You're in. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to paste in that giant hunk of just meat. And we're going to put it in. And we're going to change 2 lines up here. We're going to put in a new password. No, you don't get to know it because it's my password. Just like that. We're done. Then we're going to hit Control-O. Yes, we're going to hit Enter. And then Control-X. And boom. We're done. Just like that. The command line isn't that scary. It's only scary if you're scared of it. It can tell. So don't be scared. And now we're going to Docker compose up. I'm going to wait for it. It's going to pull those images. Now it's going to take a bit. So grab some coffee. Well, right now maybe, because it's 10 o'clock. I won't grab coffee. But I'll grab some popcorn. Get something good to eat. It's going to take a little second. Just like that. It's done. Now we're going to go over here. We're going to paste in localhost :8080/guacamole. We're going to go here. And boom. Just like that. Now go back to the Mac guide. See how we can get that all set up. Actually, I probably have it listed as something else. Now keep in mind, if you want to connect to Windows, you have to go to System, this Remote Desktop, and boom, you're all set up to connect to it. If you're not running it on there, or if you are, doesn't matter. You gotta have that on, and boom, I can go onto my phone, and I can do whatever I want on my MacBook. Away from that, here, we can open up Apache Guacamole and connect to it. It probably doesn't like it because I'm already connected to it. And boom. That's how you set up Apache Guacamole. If you want me to do another version where you don't even need a computer on at your house, you can do it on the internet, let me know. Or you can do it on a Raspberry Pi. They both work. I can do it. Just like the video. Now I'll go make a video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. I hope to see you next time. Farewell.